What is up? My name is Mr. Filthy, and this is Ryan, and we are here in the WWE breakdown of WWE in Paris. They are still in their Europe tour, not their Europe tour. There's an E there, just in case you guys are wondering.
Yes. I think they're
And
there until Friday, right?
this might be their last one, I think they said, but unless they're gonna be in Paris again on Friday or somewhere in France on Friday.
I think he said something about it ending, but maybe not.
But either way, this is basically their last final stretch, and
Yeah.
yeah, and they lead it off with an actual pretty decent promo segment with Dom Mysterio and Obafemi. I combined their names, so it became Doma.
Domba Femi. Domba Miss Femi.
Doma Mysterio, Mr. Femi.
Femio. Femio. Yeah. Yeah. It was. I thought this promo was pretty good. He kind of talks about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar a little bit, and he said 2026 is the year collecting trophies, and he wants the head of Brock Lesnar as a trophy, which fair enough.
Damn, bro wants head from Brock
Um,
Lesnar. That's crazy work.
He says all Brock does is come back to get even, and then he attacks people from behind, and he cheats. And then he gets to hear Paul Heyman talk about what he's released in his big bad beast. But Femi just says that he's the big bad bitch, which
Little
it's
room for the
fair.
window.
It is. It is.
He
And
said,
then
I
when
may have cheated, but I'm not a good person, so fuck you.
Dom comes out, he tells Femi that he should be worried about him and not Brock Lesnar.
Right, it is so weird that he's just like in the mix all of a sudden in the middle of their feud.
I'm just gonna say that I've seen Obafemi and I've seen Dominic Mysterio, and I can say that I know why Obafemi is not worried about Dominic Mysterio.
What do you mean? Dom's hella buff. He's gonna win.
I mean, no,
Dom's like 300
no,
pounds of pure muscle.
yeah, maybe no. Well, then
Don't
answer
let
me
his
this.
don't let his twig arms fool you. That's pure muscle right there.
This is where I got confused. He said he's a 20-year veteran in the wrestling business.
Is it because he had the match, or he was involved in the match when he was a kid at Eddie Guerrero and his dad's over custody?
I'm pretty sure all he did was run into the ring after Ray had already won.
That or he may have been standing out around the side or something at one point. I don't know. I don't think he did
Mhm.
anything, but I think that's what he's counting. And so yeah, because he's not even 30 yet, is he?
No, no, he's not. I think he's like our age. I think he's like 28.
If he's in his 30s,
So
I'll be surprised because bro looks like he's 12 still.
he might be 12. I honestly don't think that he's. Yeah, they're like, dude, you're just not a 20-year veteran. You shouldn't even have said that.
Yeah, he's only 29, bro. He's a year older than us.
Yeah, so just stop. You were in you were in the ring a couple times before you were like, I guess, old enough to wrestle, but you didn't actually wrestle. You were just there with your dad.
Let me see if Google knows why he said that. Maybe there's some secret lore.
Like I said, he must be counting the times he was in the ring as a kid, which was only like two or three times. I'm talking about before he fought. He helped his dad beat Brock Lesnar because I think that was his first actual appearance, like where he actually did something.
I can't. Oh no, he did push over the ladder. I was right. Yeah, he
Oh,
pushed
okay.
over the ladder. So technically, he wrestled since he was 8 years old.
Oh.
I love Dom, bro. That's actually why he's such an annoying fuck. Because he just says stupid shit like that, and it gets you mad. He's a good
Like
troll.
Like this nesting, like the next thing that he said when he climbed up on the apron and told Obafemi to bend the knee and respect the stash.
But your stash is so weak, Dom. Eddie would be disappointed.
Eddie would be disappointed.
That shit is whack, dog. That shit.
I
Mine is
think
like
I think
almost
my
better than yours, and mine's pretty bad too.
I think my favorite mustache moment was when he first grew it, and Rey Mysterio basically said that it was a little Sanchez on his lip.
Right, I got a little squiggly. I got a little caterpillar on my lip. I don't got a full stash like that. If I did, I
I
would be proud of it, but I don't.
I don't even know if I'd call that a full stash, but maybe it is.
Well, his has to be because mine is and ours is about the same.
I just grow beards, so I wouldn't know. But
Well, some of us can't connect
Hmm?
our lower jaws to our fucking sideburns, okay?
yeah, well,
I
I'm
can,
sorry.
I can connect like some of it. I get like the Wolverine thing. I can do the side
I
bend.
mean, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie,
Maybe I'll
but
grow that next. I'll just
it's
start growing mutton chops with my fucking mustache and goatee.
great. Just act like you're from like the fucking like 1700s.
Bro, I'm Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, there you go. Not 1899. Respect it.
Arthur Morgan, baby.
So after Dom tells him to respect the stash, JD hits Obafemi in the back with a chair, but Mans didn't even flinch.
He literally stood there just confused. Like, did he really think that that was gonna hurt?
He
Brock
pulled a
Lesnar
cane.
barely even
That's what he did.
hurt him with that, and I'm glad they started doing that. No selling the steel chairs with some guys, because like you don't see it anymore. There's not really a lot of big men. Most people are barely like even Randy Orton's height.
That's true. Like we don't have big shows and Canes and Undertakers and Mark Henrys anymore.
Like Randy Orton's considered tall to most modern fans, and I had an argument in a comment section a while back about how he's not actually a big man. He's just like what the average used to be back in the day, because 6'5" is what everyone used to be for like light heavyweight, basically.
Yeah, he's like 6'5", 240. Like that's like the normal size and weight.
And even then,
Like
he's probably
nobody.
closer to like 6'4" or 6'3".
Yeah. They beat people's height up a little bit, so you
Yeah,
can't
that's
always
why
be.
we had brought up Kane
Yeah.
and Undertaker. Kane's only like 6'7" or something like that, and Undertaker's like six or no, yeah, one of them's like 6'8", the other's like 6'7".
When they were doing the face off, I think Kane was a little bit taller. So, but
The
yeah,
original
they tried
Kane
to.
did have lifts in his shoe though, so that might be why.
Yeah, that is true. Because they tried to make him like 7 foot, so they had to put a little bit of a lift so that he looked closer to it. Because being 6'7", you don't really look like you're
6'7".
7 foot. Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Sorry, I had to be cool with the kids.
Right, right. And then we get the funniest spot of the night, which is where Obafemi turns around and JD goes to hit him with it again, and Obafemi just punches it back into his face.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think he may have actually hit JD with the fucking chair by accident on
I,
that one.
I think he did because when he was holding his head when he was like going back.
Yeah, he
Um,
definitely should have held it a little tighter.
definitely. He's grabbing JD by the hair. Dom hits the 619. Dom tries to jump on him, but he literally tosses him to the other side of the ring. Literally tosses him to the other side of the ring.
Which I'm not surprised. Dom's like probably 150 pounds.
And to him, that's like nothing. Somebody the size of Obafemi, that was probably like throwing a small child.
Right.
When it looked like Obafemi was going to hit the fall from grace or another big move, JD pulls Dom out of the ring. Um, as they're backing up the ramp, Obafemi says, "We all know that Rey Mysterio is your father, but next week I'll introduce you to your daddy," and points at himself. And
It's
yeah, that's okay.
kind of gay.
You just tossed him. I think he already met you. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, Oba, you coming out to the world, that is a little sus, sir.
That is a little sus. Just tone it down a bit.
I unless you swing that way. But like
That's
maybe don't do that to your coworkers.
yeah. Just do it outside of the workplace because sexual harassment is the thing.
Go
One
ask
of,
Paige. She had to leave for 10 years.
yeah, and then after she left, people were still making a little bit of. They were still making jabs at Xavier. Remember
Hey, bro, I
the
was
we all
never into
know
that
big
man.
things, small packages, all that
I was
fun
about to
stuff. So
say,
yeah,
yeah.
we were they were still hearing
He
about it.
may be a little man, but he's big where it counts.
Yeah, yeah, that was another one. We see Seth Rollins backstage because just interviews. Apparently Jackie Redmond's back. Michael Cole was very excited. I don't know why. I think he's married,
That don't mean he
but
can't be a little horny for the hot ladies now. He
eh,
said, "We've been married for 30 years. Let me have this."
that's probably pretty accurate. He's been married for a long time.
I'd imagine so.
Oh boy,
He's
oh
not a
boy's
very
been
attractive
doing
man.
commentary since like '98, so that's
Yeah,
not surprised.
he's not an attractive dude. I wouldn't recommend him risking too many breakups.
You're probably right. Ooh, ugh. Anyways, so Seth Rollins says the vision is behind him and the present is the king of the ring. He said he'll get back to the title he never lost, which means he's got a date somewhere down the line with Roman Reigns, who, in Seth's words, is a man who can't win titles on his own, a man who can't beat Seth Rollins when it matters.
Is he undefeated against Roman?
It sounds like it. He tells Roman he's holding on to something that doesn't belong to him because Seth made that title and it belongs to him, and it's the title that he never lost. Which is it? The title he never lost.
Yeah, because he got injured.
Mans gets the title every time and then he gets injured. I swear.
He's the ultimate Finn Balor, except they just keep giving him chances. Now
Hey, listen.
imagine if they'd give Finn one. Just
Yeah,
one.
imagine if Finn were to win the King of the Ring. He's got his match on Friday,
Right, like where's this
along,
man been? They just took him off TV
along
after
with.
they kicked him out the judge.
Well, they traded him. They traded him to SmackDown, and I think Raw got LA Knight. So I'm not really sure who got the right end of that deal, but
Yeah, but then they just
whatever.
fucking kept him off TV ever since, basically.
Yeah, he had the little promo last week on SmackDown to like say that he was there so that everybody knew, but they didn't do anything with him after that. I'm guessing they moved him to SmackDown and like did the trade to try to like get him away from like the Judgment Day because they're kind of done with that. So I felt like this was kind of like to like give him a fresh start. I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, that's
I
right.
just like he's back to his old music and gimmick. I like it better. Next up was Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green in a Queen of the Ring qualifying match or tournament. Not qualifying. They're already qualified. Um, Again, these matches are just so good. You said something about Chelsea, and I need to hear it. What was it?
So all I'm saying is I want her to win.
Oh, unfortunately,
Yeah.
Liv Morgan won. She went off a jackknife pin on Chelsea Green while she had the pin on Lynch after an unpretty her. And I read online that people were very pissed off about this, and I second that because Liv
Same.
Morgan is already a champion and shouldn't have been in this to begin with.
The only person who should have won is Chelsea Green.
I would have been fine with probably anybody. Either Chelsea or Alexa. I would have been okay with.
Right, me too. But like,
Uh,
definitely not.
Becky's been in the Becky's been in the spotlight too much because she just had the IC title run. Liv Morgan, like I said, is a champion, so it doesn't even make sense for her to even be in it. And yeah, it's just Chelsea had the match won. Let's just put it that way.
Definitely.
And I read online that like I said, people were just angry, and it makes sense why. I'd be angry too. But I don't see like they're kind of teasing. a Seth Rollins thing. They're not really teasing a Rhea and Liv thing. So because they're teasing the Seth and Roman thing, it seems like a SmackDown guy's gonna win it and go for Cody. I don't know.
I feel like they're trying to like unify the women's titles or something.
That just doesn't make any sense. I didn't give him enough time as it is. Liv's a bad wrestler. Okay.
That's a lie. I love Liv.
I'm not saying you can't love her. I'm just saying she's better on the mic
No,
sometimes than she is in the ring.
double champ. Give her all the title belts.
She's
Or
not
have
fucking Sasha Banks.
nah, bro. Fuck Sasha Banks. She's a dumb bitch. But Liv Morgan, she can get the titles, all of them, and then have Roxanne beat her ass and take them all.
Hey, we're gonna get to that later, but Roxanne she's playing something. I'll tell you. But next up we have Chad Gable, and he says the reason that he did what he did
Says racist.
was
No, I'm
because
kidding.
was actually because he lost to Penta, and he's actually talking to Penta about this, and he apologizes to him, and Penta tells him, "Hey, it's hard to admit when you're wrong, but you know who you need to talk to." And then we see Rollins on TV again. I don't know why this wasn't done earlier, but whatever. Um, he's talking to Montez Ford, and he Seth thanks him for last week. I'm guessing Angelo Dawkins is still injured. The Usos walk up, and Jay says that he's taking the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes, and he's gonna win it, and he's gonna go to SmackDown and go get the SmackDown title, and then he's probably gonna come back, and Roman's gonna kick his ass. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I don't think Jay's gonna win it, but we're
Yeah.
gonna find out Friday. Um,
Put Fatu in. Have him challenge Roman again.
please no.
Except to have him win this time.
Right. Just need to have him win. Just somebody beat Roman.
Have Jay get injured. Throw Fatu in.
Great. So he says, Seth says he didn't talk about the family, just Roman, but that's how y'all do business, then that's fine.
And your mama.
He says he's not mad at the Usos, he's disappointed because he thought they were better than just being running buddies for Roman.
I know, and it's also awkward since he was one of the dudes. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, that helped them break off from like Roman's clutches.
I think he did. I think that I mean Seth's always been a big part, like in like the Shield thing, but he definitely helped them get away from Roman, I feel like, in the first place, but they just kind of like went right back and were just like, whatever.
He said,
Uh,
after sucking Roman's dick.
right. So Jay tells Jacob to get him, and then Jacob gets in Seth's face and then looks at Jay and is just like, no, he just walks away. He doesn't
Wait a
care.
minute. Who the fuck are you?
But right after this, we see Lyra and Bailey talking backstage. Bailey tells her it's time to get your title back because you're the best and I believe in you. And that's not the proper way to hype somebody up. But hey, if it works for Lyra, it works for me. And then next up is actually Sol Ruka versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And let me tell you, this match was just as good as the first match. I don't know if it's because we had two young women who are very good in the ring. What would you say?
I said whippersnappers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's why. I don't know if it was just because they just work really well together. Like I don't think they've actually ever had a match because Lyra was already at the main roster by the time Soul got to NXT. So if this was their first match, it was a banger. Like, I don't know, it's a banger.
No, it was really good.
But yeah. Soul Ruka does win off a Soul Snatcher. Obviously, she's not going to lose the title already. She just got it. but still was good to see. Still was fun. Still
She
enjoyed it.
didn't botch it.
No, she did not botch it this time. So that's a plus. The Usos approach Jacob, and they're angry. They're like, "Hey, man, like you didn't do what we asked you to do. Like you're supposed to do what we say. We called the play, and you didn't run it."
He's
And
like, bitch, I don't know you.
yeah, he's like, I didn't acknowledge you. He's like, I didn't acknowledge you, Jimmy, and I sure as hell didn't acknowledge your bitch ass, Jay. I acknowledged Roman Reigns, so y'all go away. And he walks off. He doesn't even care. And I know Roman wasn't there because like later in the show, Michael Cole said he's gonna be there next week. So Jacob was kind of just let loose this episode of Raw. The guy that he takes orders from just wasn't there.
When is Roman ever there, though?
Yeah, that's true. I think Jacob also says something about them, like that they should be worried about LA Knight, because LA Knight's like gunning for him.
Yeah, basically,
And
like,
then
you're
yeah,
talking all this shit about me, then why haven't you handled LA Knight?
exactly. And I'm pretty sure Roman told them to handle LA Knight, but nobody listens. Then LA Knight actually comes down to the ring to cut a promo. He says, you know, I'm not going to come out here and say that I'm going to win King of the Ring because somebody in the Samoan family is going to come and help Jay on Friday. He just knows it, and he's probably not wrong, right? You look at it like he's got Jimmy, he's got Jacob, he's got Roman, he's got. I think he said he's got like he named a bunch of other names, and they're probably real people. They're just not the company. I don't know. Uh, he says, you know, if I do win and I fight Roman, I know all the bloodline is going to come down. Every single member is going to come down. Rikishi's going to come down. Yokozuna's going to come down. Everybody's going to come down. I don't even think Yokozuna's alive, but rest in peace. But yeah, you know, he says Pierce is also in the bloodline's pocket because when he talked to me one week, he talked very different to Roman the next week. So he says, what?
Is LA Knight potentially turning heel, talking shit about management?
I would enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. Just watch him beat the shit out of people.
It would be great. And people would probably still cheer it just because he's LA Knight and he has fun catchphrases. He says, I offer you so much luck, Jay, that you'll be able to do it yourself and be able to do it alone without calling your whole family down to ringside.
He said,
but
you start calling them down now.
Yeah, Jay decides he heard enough, so he comes out to the ring and he's yeeting, and he runs it back and he's yeeting again. And Jay tells him on Friday, I'm going to show you exactly who I am. And he imitates like a gun to the head, like with a shot, but that proves nothing because he still thinks that you need your family to succeed, which he might not be wrong. I'm not gonna say if he is not.
Nah, he's supposed to.
But as he's walking away, Knight says, "I appreciate how much you love your family, and you know it's respectable. You're a good man." He says, but on Friday, from top to bottom, screw your family. I don't know if that's the right thing to say to a Samoan. Especially, yeah. I mean, Jimmy didn't seem to care because Jimmy popped out of nowhere when Jay was walking to the ring and was like, "Nope, you're not going in there." So I don't even know where he came from. But Jimmy didn't have anything to say. He was not impressed.
Does he ever?
No.
He's just there.
Yeah, he's always just there. Like this dude, like just has a bunch of tag team title reigns, and Jay's got a singles title and a world title on his list, and Jim's just like, yeah, I challenged for the U.S. title, but I lost, and that's all I have, unfortunately.
They're turning him into Matt Hardy.
They really are. I watched an old episode of Raw earlier today where Matt Hardy was actually like a local competitor, and he actually used the name Matt Hardy, but he had short hair and he was wearing like these very colorful tights.
Oh God.
And I was like, that's not the Matt Hardy I know.
I mean, you don't like that?
It was just weird to see. That's all.
You don't want to see like fruity Matt Hardy?
No, I don't ever want to see that again.
You
Actually,
get to watch all of his clips now.
I probably can find more online, but I'm scared. This was back in the day when he was jumping off the barn with leg drops, putting Jeff through tables. Poor guy. We see Gable again backstage. This time he's looking for Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. They tell him it's okay and stop beating himself up. Ray says, especially after your mask versus match, mask versus mask match. Consider your apology accepted. That's gonna be the fucking highlight and clip of this. Watch. Ray then says you might want to go back a little further because there might have been some things that you said that you'll regret even before you put the mask on. I'm not really sure what he's alluding to, unless it was when he broke up the Alpha Academy and was just being a complete dick. That's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, I don't know because I'm pretty sure when was he in that? No, was Chad Gable? Was Chad Gable on American Alpha with Jason Jordan? I think he was, but I don't think he broke up the. I don't think he broke up the team. So yeah, I don't know what Ray's talking about, but hey, it's Rey Mysterio, so we listen.
Break the team up. Basically, it was when he was saying that he was his son of Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, when Jason Jordan was Kurt Angle's son, they kind of like scrapped the team idea. So I don't know what the hell Ray's talking about, unless let's say like I said, unless it was when he left the Alpha Academy. I don't know. I'm not sure. But Penta versus Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental title is up next, and I could not have picked two better luchadors to wrestle in a match for the title besides these two. This match was so good.
Oh yeah.
That it was like if I had to watch a match that Rey Mysterio had, this would definitely be in the top 5 because this match was just so good. And I can't say it's number 1 because I would have to watch like every Rey Mysterio match because there's so many of them. But this would definitely be near the top of the list of Rey Mysterio matches that I'd watch for the rest of my life.
Oh, for sure.
This match was so good.
And the crowd really seemed like they were into it.
Oh yeah, they loved it. It was great, and I don't know. It could be just because it was an overseas crowd because the crowds overseas seem to be a little more noisy or like hype. So that could have been a reason for it, but it just seemed like they were just loving it, and I was loving it. So
it's kind of good that they had it then because like they deserve that level of like applause for that shit.
And it's far enough into Penta's reign that he could lose the title, like at any given title defense. So it wasn't like, oh, this is his first defense, like Ray's not going to win. It's at that point now where you're like, oh, it could be either one of them. So, but Penta does end up retaining off a Mexican destroyer after reversing the dive that he does after the 619. It was a good finish. It was a good match. I think Penta definitely got more than he was bargaining for, it seemed like, but
right.
That's Rey Mysterio for you. And then we get Ethan Page and Rusev who decide, let's attack them after the match. I don't know what the hell's going on with these two. I don't know exactly who they're targeting. I don't know if they're going for the tag titles. I don't know if they're just trying to be assholes. It could be all the above.
They just hate Mexicans.
Maybe that's that. That just seems to be more like that's it. It just seems to be that way.
Confirmed. Ethan Page hates Mexicans.
Dragon Lee comes out to save them, and he actually takes them both out. He actually does pretty well for himself until Page decides to throw him into the barricade and go over it into the Timekeeper's area. Then they take off Rey Mysterio's mask. The ultimate insult. Then Chad Gable runs to the ring. He hits a German on both of them, locks in the ankle lock on Page until Rusev pulls him out of the ring. He picks up the mask and he looks at it for the longest time I've ever seen somebody look at a mask. And then he gives it back to them. Why'd you look at the mask for so long, Chad? Were you going to put it on yourself and do this whole thing over again? Your apologies mean nothing? Maybe? I don't know. But you didn't, so we don't talk about it. Yeah, they put the mask back on Ray, and they're kind of look at Chad Gable for a minute, and they're kind of just like, yeah, respect. Yeah, so.
I did like how Penta was covering Ray, and like basically getting his ass beat to cover his face.
Yeah. After he took it off, and then they got like a towel after that somewhere. So yeah, it was nice to see.
Several times.
Yeah, you can literally look him. You can literally look up his. You can find it on YouTube, him unmasking in the ring, and then I'm pretty sure one of the MTV shows he was on, he wasn't wearing his mask. I think it was like the MTV Cribs or something, like the show from like way back in the day.
That, and then he literally came into the WWE with no mask.
Yeah. Don't forget that. Like months before his debut, he came in there maskless.
Well, no, like literally in his like matches, he wasn't wearing a mask in certain ones in the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's probably because WCW forced them to take it off, and I think you have to earn the right to rewear it. I think I don't know exactly how that works after you unmask, but yeah. And then we get to the Judgment Day with Liv telling Dom that she has a plan to help with Oba, and she walks off to tell them. She tells Roxanne to come along, and she's like, "Yeah, JK, I'll catch up with you." So I don't know what's going on there, but like you said, it seems like Roxanne. Do you think Roxanne is plotting with Raquel? Because Raquel doesn't seem like she wants to be in that group anymore.
Maybe. They might do like a separate thing, because are they still the tag team champs together?
I thought. No, they were gonna do it because remember when Liv returned and Roxanne tried to give her the belt and she was like, nah, and she gave it back to Roxanne when they were holding the belts over them when they attacked the champions a while back.
Yeah. So
but I mean, Roxanne and yeah. It just seems that way because Liv's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna win this, and then Raquel's like, oh, but you said that I was gonna do that, and she's like, oh yeah, well either way, like she keeps messing up, she's not like,
so
she's kind of like, yeah, that's
at the what do you call it, the Queen of the fucking Ring match at the end finals if Roxanne ends up doing it, or not Roxanne, Raquel.
I'm guessing it's gonna come up. I'm guessing it's gonna come down to Raquel and Liv, and Roxanne's gonna come out, and she's gonna be forced to like pick. Yeah, and I think she's gonna turn on Liv. So, I mean, I guess if that's the direction they're going in, I guess I'm fine with it. But I just hope that it's not like, oh, it's gonna be Dominic and Liv as Queen and King of the Ring because they're the only couple, and this was the best we could do.
No, don't say that.
I don't want that to happen, is what I'm trying to say.
Don't say it. That's evil. I can't do that.
Right. They can't and they shouldn't, but yeah. Let's just not talk about it. I don't want to think about it. Main event of the evening: Seth Rollins versus Javon Evans versus Ricky Saints versus Talatonga in a King of the Ring tournament match.
And they all die. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they might as well have. This match was crazy, to say the least. A lot of great spots. Highlights was Rollins hitting Tonga with a stomp on the table, and then one off the barricade on the on the mat off the barricade to stomp on the mat. Probably won't see Tonga for a couple weeks, but whatever.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins hits a stomp, but Austin Theory pulls the ref's foot, and then Breaker hits a spear on Rollins. And apparently, Michael Cole thinks that people don't watch wrestling and had to remind us that there's no DQ in a fatal four-way. We know these things. You don't need to tell us.
It's for all the lame ass new fans. I mean, what?
Right. Everybody's like, oh, DQ, DQ. And then Michael Cole's like, remember, there's no DQ. It's legal. And they're like, oh, okay.
I don't know how this game works.
As Saints was going for the pin, Javon Evans runs in, hits an OG cutter on Saints, and picks up the win. And I'm not mad at this because everybody thought Rollins was going to win the match. Let's be honest. So the fact that they threw a twist like that, did you want Rollins to win?
Yeah.
Were you okay with Javon Evans winning?
Nah, I'm racist. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I'm fine with that.
As long as it wasn't Ricky Saints or Tonga, honestly, because them two do not deserve it. They're too, yeah, no. Because we don't know who they're facing until the SmackDown one happens.
True.
Show rating for Raw. What do you think?
I want to say like a 7.5 to an 8.
That's fair. Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. I'd say probably 8. I guess the I don't know, the LA Knight thing was a little confusing. I'm not really understanding what's going on there. Like, yeah, he's feuding with the Bloodline. I get that. That's always been happening, but where is it leading to? What's the payoff, you know?
It's giving him things to do without ever actually giving him anything to do.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna get a match that they're in on Friday, but there's also 2 other people in that match. So
This is true.
Finn Balor could sneak in and win it. Royce Keys could power his way into a win. Even though Solo's probably gonna come out and be like, not without my guidance. You don't do that.
No, not you do.
I don't want to give any predictions for King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring because we don't know everybody that's in it yet.
Yeah.
We're there because they're still doing the first round matches. So maybe by the time they wrap up on SmackDown, we'll have some predictions, but I don't know yet.
Roxanne wins, even though she's out of it.
I know I said Obafemi last week, but now that they're talking about Brock Lesnar, I feel like Brock Lesnar is gonna cost him one of his matches. I don't know if it'll be this one against Dom, probably, because they seem to want Dom to win, it seems like. But maybe not.
Prediction
I don't know.
Liv Morgan, you might be right. They might be doing that stupid ass fucking double shit.
I would rather have Raquel win Queen of the Ring at that point.
Same.
I don't even think I'd be mad. I think some people are mad and they're like, "Oh, she just had a shot," but that shot that she had was against Stephanie Vicaire, so.
And they're racist.
They probably are. You're probably right.
But anyway, anything else you would like to add?
No, I think I'm all set if you are, sir.
I believe so. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Deuces.